Here we sit after sending a message to the NFC North, to the NFC, to the NFL. Guess what? The Detroit Lions are for real.
It was a coronation. It was a domination. King in the North, the Detroit Lions. And a changing of the guard, Doug. And it was not just 4 quarters of dominant football. It was after the game, the sight taking over Lambeau Field.
Now, look, there's a ton of football to be played. And you know, we've seen promising seasons go awry. But this feels different, man. Like, I got to credit a caller earlier in the week because I was kind of being a pansy about Jordan Love.
I thought of you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
But well, you've been the most nervous Jordan Love person I know.
Yep. What if the Packers have done it again? And the caller set me straight, and he was 100% right. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday that said, Doug, the Lions are going to be, if you're a good football team, you don't need the other guys to be bad. And that's probably the best. And I'm like, this dude's 100% right. Yeah, okay, great. What if Jordan Love is good? So what? So what? And
bring him on.
Yeah, I was still thinking in an old school Lions way, which was, I just hope that we're better than that team. And if they're bad and that's why, that's okay. Which is what we've had to do, like this weird mental strategic gymnastics to find a way to get to the top of the NFC North typically came with, I hope they suck, which we don't have to do that anymore. It's okay if the other team's good. It's okay.
And it's okay if things don't go your way in the game. You will overcome. Goff immediately throws an awful interception, and it's okay. They answer with a touchdown.
The Packers got to run a play between the third and fourth quarter, and it's okay. Right? I mean, it's okay. They ran a play.
0-0-0.
They ran a play after the third quarter ended and before the fourth quarter ended, and it's okay.
You know what they say. You go to Lambeau, you got to play 60 minutes in 1 second.
That's right.
And the Lions did. But ordinarily, we'd go, oh, they got jobbed, the refs, blah, blah. We're not talking about that.
There was, in that game, a very, I'm bringing this up for a reason, okay? I want to make sure this is, but there was a very SOL moment, and it was the leaping penalty on the Packers. That kind of stuff is what the Detroit Lions kind of did every game for 2 decades.
Quay Walker, by the way.
I should say even longer than that.
Yeah. Quay Walker, back-to-back games, he's done something stupid, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he get tossed the last time they played?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually a really good player, too. He's just made some mental mistakes.
Like 18 tackles. He was all over the place.
Yeah. And, yeah, I was never worried, guys. I mean, especially after the first quarter when they dominated, and anything that was going to happen after that, the third quarter, the extra play, all that stuff, the penalties, the Anzalone, roughing the not even, I don't even know what they call it, excessive hitting or whatever it was, stupid penalties. I was never worried. I was like relaxed. It's clear they're the better team and they're going to pull this out no matter what happens because the Packers will score a point at some point.
Yep.
I was like, oh no, they're going to score a touchdown, and that's it.
And by the way, the Lions are going to lose another game this year. They're going to lose another game this year. I know, but we can. They've kind of. Why yesterday was so important, and they're far from the finish line. Let me make that clear. But we're going to have our moment here today. All right, we deserve this. There is still, and I understand every fan that was skeptical the entire offseason. Every fan, because you know what they all said? Show me. 4 weeks into the season, they have shown you. Who is the class of the NFC North?
It's the Detroit Lions.
Is there a debate?
No. 0. None.
Everybody else is looking up, how do we catch those guys? Teams get better. I mean, right now, if I'm in Green Bay, I'm thinking, we got a first-year starter at quarterback. We got a bunch of young weapons. We were missing offensive linemen. We can do better, but we got to catch up to the Lions. If I'm Minnesota, like, we got talent, but we got to catch up to the Lions. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm screwed. But everybody, right? But everybody else can they are looking up, and they have to strategize, and they have to scheme, and they have to think, how do we catch the Detroit Lions?
They're playing complementary football too, Doug. Think about it. Stopping the run. Aaron Jones played, right?
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
They made a big deal about him playing. I don't know that he did. They stopped the run, and then you tee off on the quarterback. 5 sacks, spread the wealth all across the defensive line. They didn't even have to blitz. They could get home with 4. And then what happens when you have a lead? 200 yards on the ground. Churn, baby, churn.
9-minute drives.
Put away drives.
Yeah.
Think about it. At Kansas City, down a touchdown. 4th quarter. Go get it.
Yep.
Against Atlanta, Goff throws an interception. 10-point game, starting to get a little tight. Put away drive. And last night, in the 4th quarter, maybe some Lions fans reactionary, sphincters tightening.
Yep.
Put away drive.
Yep. There's a lot of incredibly encouraging things going on. Lots of football to be played, but we're going to have our moment today.